West Ham have just completed a shocking win away to Newcastle. 2-0 victory. I'm still speechless. I'm still stunned. I did listen. We did a preview, Scott. None of us saw that coming, mate. We thought we'd get battered,
mate. What a shock! What a shock, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's the most unexpected result. None of us see that coming. I think, we were just chatting before and said, I think I was the most confident, and that was for us to lose 2-0. So,
yeah,
hey, mate, listen, it's making that journey home from all them fans who went up there tonight much, much easier, isn't it? What a game, what a performance. And it was needed.
Massively needed. Massively needed. And like you said, it's just sweet. Them ones where you don't expect it is so much sweeter. Those wins where you're expecting the worst, you're expecting to get battered, and you somehow win. Honestly, I was so shocked when we went 1-0 up because, as much as I said it was a good performance, we started horrendously.
Yeah.
We gave chance after chance. We rode our luck time and time again. And somehow we score our first set piece of the season. Unbelievable. I'm pretty sure it is. I can't remember a single other set piece we scored.
No, it is, mate. And that's the first time Newcastle have conceded from a corner all season as well. So it goes to show, and look, before we get to the goal, you like you said, mate, we did ride our luck a bit, the goal. I thought in that opening, before we scored, every time Newcastle went forward, you're sitting here thinking, oh, they're going to score. They're going to score. They got in behind us quite easily. We looked a little, again, we started so slow, which is still a worry. We done it in the second half as well, starting a little bit slow. And this is a thing, it's been a major issue that we've still got to try and sort out. But, okay, he scored the goal. It was disallowed. But after we got that corner and we scored that goal, and it was a well-worked corner as well. Poor defending from Newcastle, but Souček timed his run perfectly. A great ball in for Emerson. And how many times have we said it, mate? The delivery that we've had from set pieces this season, some of it has been awful, but today that was on point.
Yeah, and guess who weren't taking it? Jared Bowen. Listen, I'm not taking anything away from Bowen because he had a very good game today. Mm-hmm. But you need to have the right people on corners, and Emerson put that in beautifully. And full credit to Souček because his movement for that and his vision for that header was superb, spot on. Poor defending at the same time because they've let him get away from him, and go and get that free header, but still well worked from Souček and Emerson. So I honestly, I was more shocked. I don't know if I was more shocked that we went 1-0 up or that we scored from a set piece. It was,
but that's the thing, mate. When you look at things tonight, the balance of the side looks a lot better. The midfield, it's a bit of a shock when you look at the starting 11. He went for Soler, Paquetá and Souček as a midfield three. I think realistically everybody else picked themselves, didn't they? Fab deserved to keep his place. The midfield has been a key area that we've struggled with, and we actually looked like we had legs today.
Yeah, and the thing is, what is even more impressive as well, we've done it without Kudus and Alvarez, both suspended for this game. So, nowhere near our full strength team. And to pick up points with such an important player like Kudus missing is massive. And it shows you how much Somerville has stepped up. He has really stepped up for this team. And I'm going to be, if whatever happens with Lopetegui, which it looks like probably still will be by the time Kudus comes back, if I'm going to be really looking to see what he does, because Kudus on the left didn't work. He play him in the 10. Somerville has to keep his place on the left wing. He has to. Anything else is an absolute crime. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be very curious to see what he does.
It will be interesting, mate. It will be interesting when he comes back in. But at the moment, you look at that going into the next game. Every player put in a performance today. There wasn't one player you could sit there and say didn't put in a minimum 7 out of 10, and that's the key. And we were saying it in the build up, in the preview, what would we take? Would we take a win or would we take a performance? Today I think you saw a bit more of an identity in the side of what we wanted to do. I thought we pressed well at times. We looked a bit sharper, looked a bit fitter, worked a lot harder. and got the rewards which were just deserved. You sit there and you sit there and think about a performance. Sometimes you go up there and get a win, and sometimes it's sort of a smash and grab. It wasn't a smash and grab today. Do you know what I mean? We thoroughly deserved that 3 points.
Well, yeah, by the end of it, we did. I think the first
Yeah,
half, it was a smash and grab. When we went 1-0 up, we shit
yeah.
out that 1-0. We come out the second half a lot better. And once we got that second, it killed them. It
Yep.
absolutely killed them. And we like I said earlier, we did ride a lot. Still, we were really poor in possession. That's what I would say. If I was critical of us, it's how we are in possession. We got caught in possession too many times, lost the ball easy, dawdling on the ball, trying to find the pass. Our movement off the ball is still not good enough. Everyone is still too static, which means, we are trying to wait there and pick out a pass, and we are losing the ball. Some of our passing as well was sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
So we kept giving up chances. And this is the issue. Because we're playing this higher line, but we're losing the ball so often high up the pitch in possession, that's how they're able to get in behind. And they honestly got behind us and cut us open a few times with 2-3 passes and was able to get behind us. And thankfully, we was able to get back some heroic defending from the likes of Wan-Bissaka to Debo, who still has a bit of a mistake in him, but he had some really good defending. Kilman, and just their awful finishing, I think, really helped us. So, we have to. That's why I'm still not convinced overall. I'm buzzing for this win, and I saw some good individual performances, and Soler coming into the team helped, but I still haven't seen a team that I'm confident in yet. We can't do that every week, what we did today. I take it in isolation. We can't give teams, if we do that against Arsenal, we're going to be in trouble because they're not going to miss the chances. Although they did miss a lot. They did do that last season at their ground, to be fair. But
this is what I'm saying, mate.
It's not sustainable.
Of course, it's not sustainable. But we've been moaning the way we've played, that we haven't had an identity, we haven't looked good. Today it was a big difference when we look. Okay, we gave the ball away a few times, but I thought we looked more comfortable.
Many times.
Yeah, no, but we did look more comfortable in possession today. We looked good when we actually got on the ball and started moving the ball around. There was times, as you said, people were still too static. Antonio put in an absolute shift today.
Yeah, he did.
And I think some of what you see, the link-up play from Antonio today, is what we keep saying with Fulkrug. You're going to look to the player to hold the ball up and give that. Obviously Antonio gives you that bit more rugged pace and everything, but he done his job brilliantly. I thought he was unlucky, really, not to get a couple of fouls. I think that is it Kelly, the centre half?
Yeah,
a couple of times he fouled him, and I think Antonio gets a raw end of the stick sometimes when it comes out, because he is so big and physical. The referee sort of side with the centre half, and a couple of times I thought, he should have got Joe Linton. Harry didn't leave the pitch with a booking. I don't know. There was a couple of niggly fouls in times when as well that we were on the sort of break, and I thought the referee overall was quite poor tonight.
Yeah, he let them get away with a lot, and what he was giving them, like he gave that foul against Somerville on Dan Burn, and it's like the size difference and how easy Dan Burn's gone down. I thought it was ridiculous. The ref was ridiculous, but obviously they're grumbling about penalty shout on Mavropanos. I thought it was one of them. It was a 50-50 one.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I think it's one of those. I don't think it's a clear and obvious mistake by the referee, so it was
which
right.
Is why they haven't done it. Yeah.
It's one that they did, and that's why they didn't interfere. I think they just said and went with the on-field decision. And look, mate, sometimes you've got to ride your luck, and you've got to make your own luck. And I think today we did. By the end of the game, the fans are doing olays at St James's Park.
Mate, that was one of the longest olays. I said this is one of the longest olays ever, and I was not surprised that Paqueta was the one to end that olay. But like I said, a lot of players. We saw better versions of them today. So they're coming in, that midfield, I said this when we was off air, much more balanced, that midfield, Soler and Souček. This Rodriguez-Alvarez experiment has to stop. Rodriguez, Souček, Alvarez, Souček, like any of those combinations, no. have a balance in that midfield. Have your holding midfielder. And I was really impressed because Souček did play more deep today. And I think that was to our benefit. You saw him at times dropping into the back line to let the other players go forward. And yeah, it worked. And Soler was allowed to go forward and create.
Yeah,
I thought that was brilliant.
I think you were right in what you're saying there, mate. You did look a bit more balanced, and they covered each other because there was times when Souček was pressing up high, and you see Paquetá dropping into the deep sort of defensive midfield role. He today, I think you saw a better Paquetá. You saw a Paquetá who didn't seem to have the weight of the world on his shoulders. He was trying things. Okay, sometimes he tried. I think it was right near the end of the game. We're trying to see out the 2-0 win, and he tries a back heel. In a wrong area, but he does that. I'm sure he'd done the similar sort of thing in the first half, and it goes to a defender, and it's like, yeah, good bit of skill. And this is the thing: when they come off, they're really good. There's just times in the game when you shouldn't try it, but I think most tackles of any West Ham player today, most completed passes, and we were saying the other night, Dan, about we don't look forward with our passing. I thought with Soler and Paquetá inside today, we did look forward. We looked more to be more direct, more proactive on the ball. And it was good to see. It was just a breath of fresh air. Riding out that first 20 minutes or so, it was a good breath of fresh air the way we went into the
we scored the first goal, and then we had like a 10-minute spell where we was on top and we was chasing that second, and then we drifted out and we just went back to how we were playing, and then we started the second half slow again, and it was just like, oh, here we go, when are they going to score? But the second goal just killed them off. It killed off all hope. And yeah, like, look, I'm happy, and I've said this like before. We have the team. We have a good group of players. We really do, and it's just about getting the coaching right. Yeah. So jury is still out on Lopetegui for me, because I need to see a week-to-week consistency in performances, and I need to see a real identity that's not going to be backs to the walls every week, conceding chance. Because we gave up a lot of chances today. We really did.
But you say that, mate. We also created a lot of chances today, and normally when we give up that amount of chances, we don't create that many. Let's go back to previous games this season. Where we've given away that many chances. Look at Liverpool. We gave away a lot of chances. And had very, very little chances ourselves. And we go back to last season in games where we gave teams 20 chances. We had 2 or 3, but we took them 2 or 3. It's about being clinical. Yes, you have to have a bit of luck about you. And that's it. But you make your own luck. You put the shift in, you put the performances in, you get that luck. And I think today that was it. The players were up for it. Every single player was up for it, and it's what you want to see.
Well, so it was interesting. I'll catch you coming over quickly. Rich, West Ham's £5 super chat. Great to see the whole team playing well together for a change. Great show. Come on, you Irons. Absolutely. You said on Friday we're going to see if the team are playing for Lopetegui.
Mm-hmm.
So what you saw today, do you feel like the players are playing for the manager?
Well, I don't. That didn't look like a performance where the manager had lost the dressing room to me.
Yeah.
Unless I don't see that they would have gone out there today and put a shift in if they wanted him out the door. And I just think that certain things went right. Like you want to see a bit of consistency. I think it's unfortunate that we've got Arsenal next.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. When you look at it, it's back-to-back clean sheets. For the first time in a long time, it would have been nice to have an easier home game.
If we'd have had the Wolves game next, that would have been good.
Yeah, because Arsenal's always going to be a tough game. But like we said, what do we want to see tonight? Was it about the result? Was it about the performance? We've got the two. And this is what we were saying in on Friday, and that's what we wanted to see. And there was a performance there today.
I still wouldn't get carried away on the performance. I think we saw half a performance. I'm still not carried away on that, just because we did spend a lot of the game on the back. Like you said, we did create more. And I think we've had a lot of problems in terms of final balls. I still see that at times. It was a bit better today. But, there has been times where we have We haven't created clear-cut chances. We've created better clear-cut chances today. But scoring goals, I think, is still going to be a bit of an issue for us going forward. The fact that if we can unlock set pieces, because that is a major part of the game of scoring goals we've been missing. If we can unlock that and start adding goals from set pieces to our repertoire, then we're going to be all right. I think we'll be fine. So...
Yeah, look, I think you're right, mate. You know, I think we've gone from being a very, very good set piece side to a poor set piece side, and it is when things ain't going right for you, you need to rely on set pieces to get goals. You know, there was many times under Moyes when a set piece got us out of trouble. You know, and they are key components to sides when you're not playing great. You know, because you've always got a threat. We've not had that threat tonight. We did. We carried a bit more of a goal threat. You know, and it was good. It was good to see. You know, Bowen could have had another day. Bowen could have had a goal. Trying to think who else missed a chance. Someone missed a good chance as well. But you know, it's
I think Ings had a good opportunity. Just got blocked and
shot.
Yeah, Danny Ings, I really want to see him get more opportunities. I never thought I'd say that, but he seems just like a different player under Lopetegui and did Moyes, and for some reason Lopetegui just won't really give him them chances. But he come on and he looked up for it, and he has every game where he's come on and he creates, he gets stuck in, he puts in tackles, and he's in the right places at the right time, and he'll get a shot off. He'll get at least a good shot off from a good position. So I want to see more of him getting a chance. As much as Antonio did have a good game today, I think Ings looks more of a threat in front of goal. Like he looks like more of a goal threat.
Yeah, no, mate, I totally agree with you. Ings is more of a goal threat going forward, but it's because of the way Antonio is. You know, like I said, we're looking at a focal point striker who can link up the play. You know, tonight we saw Antonio do that, but overall, Antonio is not really that player. And unfortunately for Ings, nor is he. Ings is your fox in the box. He's the player that wants a goal, that's going to go and get you a goal. And it's hard for him to fit into that hold up, bring players in around you type game. You know, as I said, Antonio tonight I thought was excellent. He done that brilliantly. But Antonio also gives you that power and pace and strength that he possesses. You know, okay, we know he's not as quick as he used to be, but that's why he gets a nod over Danny Ings. Danny Ings doesn't give you that. But I do agree with you. Ings is more of that goal threat. And it's annoying. You know, if we were to go back 10 years and play two up front, mate, I think an Antonio and Danny Ings partnership would work quite well because you've got that power and pace.
He does. From what I've been seeing from him, though, he does give us a bit more than a traditional fox in the box, like a Chicharito, for example. Right?
Yeah.
He does. He will put in a tackle. He will try and hold the ball up slightly. Yep. Like he does a bit more where I feel confident, comfortable. Like, okay, he is an option. He's a good option up front on his own. It's not ideal. Of course, it's not ideal, but with what we've got, I would feel comfortable if I see him leading the line for us in a game on his own, based on performances that he's put in.
Mate, I don't disagree with you. You know, you are right, and he's just unfortunate because, like you said, he has looked different this season, and I think he's been unlucky not to get starts when he's probably deserved starts.
Yeah, give him a run, like see how he does, like because obviously. Between the two of I think maybe Antonio probably benefited from saying this on the watch on from losing his passport and not going away to with Jamaica. That's probably helped him look sharper. Honestly, he should be retired from international football and eke out a few more years at this level.
But that's the thing, though, mate. This is what we said, weren't it? You know, we're the players who go off to play in the Central America, South America, that type of. They're always back late. And I think us playing on the Monday night, the fact that he didn't go, I don't think Paquetá got picked for Brazil either.
No, he didn't.
You know, so it's key. And as I said, when I said this after the Everton game that Paquetá needs a break, and I think that break has done him good because it'd be interesting to see how he is against Arsenal. But I think it's benefited him massively not being picked and not going out to Brazil and playing for them. You know, because. You know, the performance he put in today, for me, he was the man in the match. Easily the man in the match.
Who? Antonio?
No, Paquetá.
I think Wan-Bissaka's in with a good shout for man in the match. There are a few players, and it's always good when you can say that. And I think even Lopetegui, like his substitutions, he got them right. You could see Emerson was fading out of the game. He was really struggling at one point, Emerson, and made that change. Sufal on Wan-Bissaka left back. I thought that was spot on. And I don't know if Todibo got an injury.
Yeah, he did. He was struggling, didn't he? He went down. Just before he come off, and they took him off, and that's why Rapanos had to come on. But
yeah. But I tell you what, the second goal I thought was class. It was class. Paqueta obviously made the initial pass to Bowen, who does really well to get the cross into Wan-Bissaka, who showed Gordon how to finish from that position, because Gordon had a chance so similar and it just whiffed across goal. And Wan-Bissaka goes and gets that same shot from similar position and puts it in.
Do you know what? I was trying to work out, right? When I first see it going, I'm sitting there thinking, did he try to cross that and has completely mishit it? Or did he actually mean to shoot? And I think he actually meant to shoot.
Yeah, I think so.
The way he angled his body, you're thinking he's trying to cross the ball.
Yeah. No, I listen, I think he meant it. And, he's got his goal for West Ham. People have been critical of him that... he hasn't. He doesn't score much. I tell you, he's got a goal for West Ham before Sufal. That's mad. Sufal's got to get his goal. He's got to get it at some point.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him. He'd be another Repka, wouldn't he? Repka was like that. Played so many games for us and never scored a goal. But Super. Hopefully he does before he leaves the club. But no, it was good. I thought his performance today, Wan-Bissaka, again, like you said, he was another player. Some of his tackles, how he gets the ball, he does just seem, his legs seem to stretch, and when they need to get there, they get there. But it was so many key performances today, mate. Really, really was.
Yeah,
really was.
So the next lineup is going to be interesting, but I think Soler has definitely earned his position, which we all had massive question marks about him. But a lot of time he'd been a bit part player, coming on off the bench, playing on the left wing at times, and he's a centre midfielder, playing a centre midfield. That's ideal for him. So I want to see what he does. We have to build on this. Like I said, people may disagree with me. I think overall, I thought Newcastle were pretty poor. So I need to see more from they were poor. No, they were in front of goal. I don't
think they were poor, mate. I don't think they were poor.
They were poor in front of goal. That's
in front of goal. Yeah, they were.
That's the key. Well, they're poor.
No, I think in the end we made them look poor.
I don't think we made their shooting look poor. I think that's
listen. Some of their shooting was terrible.
It was terrible.
But overall, we made them look a poor side. Not a poor side.
Listen, we've done much better in the midfield. That has been such a massive issue for us. The midfield.
When you look at a lot of the chances that they created today, especially in that opening 10 minutes or so, it really in the first half, come through the wide. Where we've been looking like a donut for most of the season with nothing in the middle. Today, a lot of their chances come from wide positions. Gordon and is it Hall, the left back?
Yeah,
linking up well down that side, and obviously Joe Linton out on the right at times. Joe Linton caused Emerson so many problems in that first half. But like I said, they were just woeful in front of goal, and that's it. But I think overall we made them look average. Really, really did. You sit there and say, I think they said it, the commentary team said it, sometimes the international break comes too soon for sides, and maybe that was Newcastle. Maybe it comes too soon for them. But you could also say the same for us. We got that boring draw against Everton, but I said it was a draw. It was a clean sheet. You've got to look at the positives to take from that.
Okay, two clean sheets in a row. Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't often we've had them ain't often we've had them in a long time, mate. And that's what you've got to look at. There's a lot of positives to take. And as I said, I just think it's just unfortunate we're playing Arsenal. Look, it could be fortunate we're playing Arsenal, but they seem to have turned the corner. And
they do. They've got a lot of their players back. So we're playing them at not a fortunate time. But this is what I'm saying. Like I'm happy with it. I'm not getting carried away. I need to see, and whatever happens with the Arsenal result, I need to see consistent performances. I need to see that from this team. There's no good going away and getting this win and then just putting in a dog shit performance, getting battered against Arsenal, and then going away to Leicester and struggling there and maybe shit house in a draw or something. No, we need to go and put in performances and plan, then see what happens when maybe Kudus don't get back in the side straight away. You know, he's been out a while. Maybe Leicester comes off the bench.
Yeah, mate, I'll be honest. I think that'd be a big thing. I think the players that play tonight, it'd be interesting to see, because obviously Arsenal are a different kettle of fish completely. You know, and you could sit there and probably warrant having another holding midfield in there if you wanted to. It'd be hard to drop anyone on today's performance, but sometimes you need. You know, we said under Moyes that we never adapted to the opposition that we're playing, and you know, it'd be nice to see us adapt to the teams that we're playing against.
Well, this is what Lopetegui said he was going to do when he come in, you know, and he's been asked about his style of play. He said he would base it on the opposition, which so far we haven't really got to see, because it's been kind of the same Blair crap, like, you know, every week. So I'm hoping that now build on this home, and look, with that game, I would take a shit performance and win against Arsenal. I would take a dog shit performance and win or draw. Anything, right? But if we are going to lose, I want to see us actually go down fighting and not just do what we did last season at home to them and roll over pathetically.
No, exactly, mate, and that's it. And that's what we've always said. If you want to be beat, you want to be beat by the better side, but you want to show a bit about yourself. You don't want to roll over and get your belly tickled. You want to put a performance in, and you can walk off the pitch and say, "Do you know what? We tried everything today. We tried our best, but they were just the better side." And you can take getting beat like that. You know, and
you know, the thing is with sacking Lopetegui, you know, this is something I thought about, because as much I got to that point where I've wanted to change of manager. I just got to that point where I didn't see it. But going into this busy December period, it's not ideal sacking him at this point, because who's going to take charge while we look for a manager and you've got game after game? It's much better if we can have a little stable run in this time. You know, if we can pick up some results with the manager, but still play, because I don't want us to just go from Lopetegui to, Terzic's available, let's go get Terzic. The next manager has to be spot on. I want ambitious, I want exciting. And if we ain't going to get that, and Lopetegui can squeak out results and things like that, and maybe we can build and say, just stick with this guy for now until the right man's available. Because I don't want us to just, we'll just go and get Terzic. He's out of a job. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want another cheap appointment. That's you know, that's how you got to look at it. And listen, you know, at the end of the day, as we said, we needed a performance. We needed to see the players are playing for the manager. I fully think today you saw that.
Yeah, this is the thing. My big thing is, I've never really questioned whether he had the dressing room. A lot of people made a lot about that. It was just about if his ideas were translating, and if he really knew his best team. This was the thing for me. And we saw another change today. So that's still up in the air. Maybe after this win, this could be the answer. But that's been my big issue. Not so much wondering whether the players were playing for him or not. So that has probably been answered, as you said, that question. I think that he hasn't lost the dressing room. But just can he get his coaching, his ideas across to this team, and really have us have something to build off and actually be able to put in good performances? Because like I said, we spent a lot of money on this team. There's some great players in there. We are better than what we've shown, without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt, mate. And this is it. We're underperforming. You know, we've been underperforming for the past 2 seasons, in my opinion. We should have finished higher up with the players that we had last season. And again, this season, we shouldn't be down where we are. We should be pushing around that top 6, not in that top 6, around that top 6. You know, we should be pushing the top half of the league easily, and we've not. We're underperforming. You know, players need to step up. Today, you saw players step up. Yeah, I thought that was one of Bowen's best performances of the season today. You know, and this is what you need. And they said, a game like Arsenal now, it's a free hit. You know, it is these big sides are a free hit. You know, and that's what it is.
Well, yeah, I guess in terms of results, but like you can't. It's not a free hit if you lose 6-0.
No,
That's
of course
definitely
not.
not free
Of course
hit.
not. But it's the thing is, mate, is that sometimes you've got to be realistic, and when you're not playing well, when you're not on form, when you're playing these sides that are good sides, it is a free hit. But you don't want to roll over and get your bellies tickled, as we said.
Obviously, this isn't one of the more interactive shows, post-match Pint. We just usually review the game, so we don't usually. But someone asked an interesting question: who drops out for Kudus? And obviously, on the back of today's game, it's trickier. But if I had to pick at the moment, if Kudus comes back, like I said, I think he maybe should start off the bench and see how he does. But it would still be Paqueta, because as much as we saw a much better Paqueta, if I had to pick anyone in that team to drop, then you would look at Paqueta and you would have Kudus in the 10. And then if Soler, I need to see more from him. Otherwise, I'd have Paqueta where Soler is if Soler can't build a consistency in performance. But those two positions, if Kudus is coming back, and he probably will be to come back to be the mainstay because he's that good. But it would be those two positions that are up for grabs, Paqueta's or Soler's. It would either be if Soler's, Paqueta drops in, Kudus in the 10. I said Kudus should be there, Somerville on the left. I don't know about you, mate.
I think it'd be hard to drop Paqueta after today's performance. He put himself about a lot in the midfield, and it looks much more better. And I think with Kudus, if he is available for this game, he starts on the bench. For me, he definitely starts on the bench. And unfortunately, the tough thing is, Dan, I think he needs to play on the right. He really does. He's so much more effective on that right hand side, and it's annoying because so is Bowen. So
yeah, but this is the thing. If he's identified, if he's saying, "Listen, I'm a 10," if he's identified that's his position, that's where he's best at. Why not try him then? Why not give him a game there?
Yeah, but also though, you've got to think of if he is playing in the 10, he's not that defensive. So if he's playing in the 10, then you need to put workers behind him, so to speak. So you couldn't really have a Soler and Souček midfield. You'd probably have to bring Alvarez in as well to compensate for the lack of work rate that Kudus will put in defensively. With Paqueta and Soler, you saw today, they put themselves about the pitch. Unfortunately, Kudus doesn't do that. He's more wants to get forward, wants to be on the attack. And look, sometimes in football, you have to give players a license to roam and be free. And Kudus is that type of player.
But Payet wasn't defensive at all. Payet wasn't defensive at all.
No, exactly. But you had workers around him. And this is the thing. Just again, the balance. Does Kudus coming back in?
And Chiarte behind him.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, and that's what it is. It's all balance. Everything's balance. If you get the balance right, it works, and that's the key thing. It's getting that balance right. And I think that if you're putting Kudus in that 10 position, you probably need someone with a bit more legs about them behind defensive-minded type of player.
Yeah, but that's why you have, your defensive midfielder, and then maybe you do have someone that, like Soler, would probably not be required to get forward as much, maybe. But I think he could still be that guy. It's a balance, like you said. But I think it's, especially against certain teams like Wolves or Leicester, for example, that's a perfect game to try that. Maybe your Arsenals, you do need that little bit more defensive solidity from the 10 to the midfield.
Yeah,
but
the thing is, Dan, if Kudus is available, I'm not too sure. I can't remember whether his band's up or not. But if he is available against Arsenal,
no, he's not. That's his last game.
So Arsenal's his last game.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's a shame because I think having him coming off the bench, for Somerville or for when you saw today, like Antonio going off and Ings coming on, you could potentially bring Kudus on and put Bowen up front. And then you've got a Kudus attacking down the right-hand side. He doesn't walk straight back into the side. It'd be unfair on players like Somerville.
You're out for 5 games. You can't just start straight away. You know what I mean? And obviously, he's been out for 5 games out of his own stupidity. So yeah. Shout out Ryan. Hope he's doing well. What crisis! It's mad season. Like the table advertise, it's mental.
Mate, honestly, it's the crazy. It's one of the craziest seasons. This season, right, reminds me a bit like when Leicester won the league.
Yeah.
Liverpool at the moment are the only consistent team in the league.
Yes,
A
true.
consistently good team. There's some teams that are consistently bad, but they're the only team that are consistently good. And you can sort of it's got that feel about it. You can finish anywhere. And mate, I'm looking forward to it now. It's just one of them, just one win. It just boosts your confidence a bit, gives you that bit more belief in the side.
Yeah. Shout out Roy May Jr. It's finally seen him. His profile picture. He's out of uniform now. $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Roy. I hope you're doing well.
Cheers,
Fantastic
mate.
start to a holiday week for us hammers here in the States. Oh, yeah, it's Thanksgiving for them, isn't it? Always appreciate y'all and WHF TV. Been a minute for me being so busy for work. I'll be buzzing all week. Cheers. Come on, you irons.
Yeah,
nice one,
mate.
Roy. Good to see you. Good to see you back on, mate. Good to see you back in the chat. But yeah, Arsenal is massive, mate. Arsenal is absolutely massive. Just don't embarrass us. Don't give them anything more to be smug about, please. So
honestly, that's the thing. I think their fans are already turning on Declan Rice. It's mental.
Yeah, he's not been great this season. To be fair, he hasn't. Let's be honest,
mate. It's crazy, but it's one of them things. But listen, it's a big game. It's going to be a tough game. R5 kickoff Saturday. We need to start making that stadium a bit of a fortress. And
I think the atmosphere will be good, especially like off the back of this. We're not going to go into it doom and gloom like we would if we would have got battered. That'd have been a different thing. We're going to go into it with a bit of belief that we can get something. And the fact that there's a little bit more heat between us, our fans and their fans, I think it should be a good atmosphere, and I think we should be up for it.
Yeah, it'll be a cracking one, mate. It'll be a cracking one. It ain't going to be a flat one, I know that much. And, it's just hope we start strong and we see a bit more of the second half of what we saw against United and a bit more of the second half we saw today, where we take the game to them. It was good to see that we were 2-0 up and we weren't just sitting back and defending. We were actually having a go still.
It felt like we could get a third, like the third was coming.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And it's that case of, I think at times you smell blood and just go for it. And that's what I saw us do tonight. We did try and have a go and just didn't sit there and we're happy at 2-0 and then concede and then it's panic stations.
Yeah, exactly, mate. So listen, we'll see. Preview with you and Nikki this week will be out, so everyone can look forward to that. And obviously Friday night pint and all that good stuff. So let's just bloody hope we'll be at the game on Saturday. So come see us for a fan cam and we'll have post-match pint. Thank you to everyone in the comments. We bloody won. I still can't believe it. We won't be able to sleep tonight, but for a good reason. Thank you, everyone.
Exactly.
Always a pleasure, Scott.
And you, mate. Safe travels to everyone coming back from Newcastle as well, if anyone's watching on their way back.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad. My travel is just behind me to my bed, so poor bastards. But listen, it's them ones of why you travel. That is why you travel. Them surprise wins like that. Yeah, because they'll be buzzing all the way home.
Definitely, mate. Definitely.
Buzzing for them. Thank you, everyone, for watching. One thing left to say. Come on, you irons.